Hi everyone. Well, things have been busy. Well, it appeared we were on vacation. For the benefit of Gail Goldberg, who the board had the pleasure of meeting with earlier this year, I just want you all to know she is familiar with Sherman Oaks. We made sure of it that day. Anyway, let me just quickly tell you, Gail, that I'm in possession of lots of really good questions. And the overriding concern that people in this community want to hear from you about tonight is development, area-specific development, and about our specific plan, which is the governing land use plan for the Ventura Boulevard and adjacent major streets. Having said that, I also want to let everybody know that we have the Daily News reporter here, Carrie Kavanaugh, who does not need to stand up unless she wants to, so I will not look in her direction, who helped to out the Los Angeles Department of Transportation and their failure to pay for the traffic mitigation measures ordered under the Ventura Boulevard specific plan. I'm sure many of you have seen the editorials from the Daily News, as well as the fact that Carrie oops, did I say that? Anyway, carefully explained to everyone exactly what the dynamics were that led to this larger-than-life bureaucratic snafu. Now, what I want to do is quickly call up all the committee chairs so they can be prepared to give their own committee updates. So we want to hear from Nancy Khalil on Best Buy, the Buckley Committee, Robert Fox. We're going to hear from Tom Jones on the Fashion Square Committee, so that means you come on up here now, folks. And is Kenny Gersten here? Okay. And let us start. For those that aren't familiar, Sherman Oaks is in the process of receiving a massive amount of infill development, unusual in the scope and the nature. Frustrating because the city has a continuing practice of allowing exceptions to our specific plan, which controls the growth and the traffic impacts along the boulevard. The first project, and I have received questions, and let me just digress. If there's any questions you don't hear asked of Mrs. Goldberg tonight, those relevant to her issues will be submitted to hers. Others have been distributed to committee chairs that can answer the questions directly, and the rest of them have been submitted to the respective council offices. So rest assured, nothing was submitted that wasn't paid attention to. You just might not hear about it tonight. Okay, the M. David Paul is one of the largest projects this community is facing, 500 units, condos, don't know yet with the market how that's going to pan out. 225,000 square feet of retail parking structure. It's just massive. It's right where the vacant lot is at Camarillo and Sepulveda Boulevards, right by the Galleria. And yes, the Galleria is undergoing renovation. ArcLight theaters are coming in there. The theaters are closed currently, and our board member David Rankel is working with Councilmember Gruhl's office as well as the Galleria representatives to ensure that mitigation funds that were collected for that project become spent rather than just sit there. He's also working to ensure that the local neighborhoods are protected from the increase in the traffic. The Brownies mixed-use projects, there's several large vacant parcels just falling to complete neglect on Ventura Boulevard. The Brownies project is a 16,000 square foot ground floor retail, 89 condo units to cantilever up and over and face Moore Park. 2 stories face the boulevard, cantilevers up to 5 stories facing Moore Park. That project is scheduled to start, last we heard, in September, but again, with the condominium market, your guess is as good as mine if they will proceed. And the same thing with the mixed-use project, the vacant lot at the corner nearby Sepulveda and Ventura Boulevard, where the old Mitchell Lit antique building or store used to be. Okay, I also want to just give a brief update on the hillsides, the McMansion ordinance. There hasn't been as accurate explanation in the various papers. There has been a baseline ordinance adapted by the city for the city planners, and it's going to go to the council anticipated to pass. regulating the scale of the McMansions. However, it does not apply in the areas of Sherman Oaks classified as the hillsides, and we know those also as the flats. So anything from Ventura Boulevard and south, which is also experiencing a tremendous amount of this kind of a speculator-driven development, is currently still not being addressed, much to the chagrin of the neighbors, including yours truly. The thing that's probably the most interesting is that this association will work to ensure, along with the Neighborhood Council, we do enjoy a working relationship on this matter with them, to work to ensure that the McMansion ordinance will address, there will be one that will address areas specific in Sherman Oaks. It can't be a blanket-sized land use. It certainly can't be a Band-Aid either. So having said that, let's see, Fashion Square, you're going to hear from Tom Jones in a minute, but first, hot on tonight's agenda is always the Best Buy. And yes, it is scheduled to open.